guys, so today I'm with Monica from Run, Eat, Repeat, and we're going to be talking to you about how to train for a marathon. So Monica, you have a very popular blog. You mostly focus on running and some food, but how many marathons have you done?
I have run about 10 marathons and a ton of half marathons.
And when you first started, you obviously needed a lesson plan, or not a lesson plan, I guess a training plan.
Yeah,
What did you do? Did you find that online? Did you have a coach?
I actually started with an online training program. I think I went to coolrunning.com, but there are tons of online training programs you can find out there. And I followed it pretty much to a T because I wasn't sure how to train. At first, when you're going to tackle 26.2 miles, you want to make sure that you're well prepared. So I found an online training program and stuck to that.
And so we're actually, if you can hear some of the noises, we're in Disney World right now. We're running the Wine and Dine half this afternoon, and so if you can hear all these sounds, it's the transportation. It's a Saturday.
It's very fun.
Yeah. So when it came time to actually doing a plan, how many days a week were you running?
I run about 4 to 5 days a week. You want to make sure that you have time for cross training and also for rest. It's very important.
Okay, and so are you always doing these long runs? How do you know how far to run each day?
The training programs for the most part give you a good idea of exactly how much to run. Sometimes you'll have a cushion, it'll say 6 to 8 miles or 10 to 12. You do a long run normally about once a week for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and then you can take a step back week to make it a little less.
And what exactly is a long run, and how do you progress?
A long run when you're first starting out is probably going to be about 8 miles. You want to make sure you have a good base. You can probably run about 6 miles without stopping before you start training. And then it goes all the way up to 20 to 22 miles.
Wow. So you've got to kind of have a lot of time commitment then for this, right?
Yes, training for a marathon does take a lot of time. It's not just the time that you're running, it's also the time that you're recovering. Sometimes you want to incorporate an ice bath or do some yoga or some foam rolling. There's definitely a lot of parts that go into it.
So if you're a beginner and someone's watching this and they're saying, I don't know if I have the time, what is the bare minimum people could do to be prepared for a marathon?
During the week, most people do their shorter runs, so you want to make sure that you have 3 to 4 days a week, an hour to an hour and a half to do your shorter runs. And then on the weekends, it's going to take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to get in those long runs. A 20-mile run takes over 4 hours for most people.
Oh my gosh, so that's a big commitment. So, you know, if you guys are watching this and you're thinking whether or not, the time commitment might be a big factor. And so people now know, they know about their long runs, how long they could take during the week. You said about an hour to an hour and a half, 3 to 4 times a week.
Yes.
And so if someone wants an exact training plan, do you recommend just getting a freebie one online or maybe one more personalized and finding a running coach?
I think it's really important to talk to other educated runners. So if you can get a running coach, that's awesome because they can make a plan specific to, like we're talking about, your time constraints and what your abilities are and your goals as well. So that is probably going to be the best way to get to the finish line, but there are tons of training programs that will give you an idea of what to expect in training.
And so how could someone find a running coach?
The Road Runners Club of America has a list of running coaches, and then most of the time you can find at local running stores. There's different clubs where you can get someone that you can meet in person. There's online coaching as well, which obviously we're fans of online things. But if you want to meet someone in person and get them to know your body, you can go to a local running club or running store.
Awesome. Well, any last tips for people watching?
I think along with running, eating and nutrition is a huge part of training. You want to make sure during training that you figure out your nutrition, what you need to eat before, during, and after. When you are running for 4 hours or more, you do need to be able to be fueled well while you're running, and different stomachs can take different things. So figuring out what works for you is really important.
What's one of your favorites? Because I know I do the goo. I like the Roctane. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, I can't believe you eat that, it has all these random ingredients. Yeah, maybe, but what are some options people could do?
You can do the natural thing and do honey packets or make your own goos. I think it's kind of time consuming. I actually do margarita shot blocks.
All right, and the shot blocks are good. I haven't had the margarita yet. I might have them tonight. So let us know if you are running your first marathon. If you have any questions, leave them below this video. Monica and I will do our best to answer them. Thanks for watching. Share this with a friend if you know they are training for their first marathon, and hopefully,
good luck.
Yeah, good luck.